Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Oh, I had everything set up properly. Use the mind powers to quickly back to here, and there we are. Hello, hi, everybody. Welcome to stream today. Stream is gonna be... It's gonna be one today. I'll tell you what. Ooh. I'll tell you what, it's gotta be one today. I had an eventful past couple of days, so that's lovely. Very lovely. I had a good time. Let me get back to here. Hello, hi. I can know I missed the last one. It's okay, it's okay. We're gonna try and get the last one back up soon. I just had to, there's a few parts of it I had to censor, but like, I have only been home for a little bit. I've only been home since last night, and I needed a breather because I was feeling sick. I had tried... Okay, so, it's a story. I'm gonna preface this by saying that, for my birthday, I went over my grandparents' house, and I ended up going back to my cousin's place with them. So, my cousins are lovely people. They're very, very nice, very, very sweet. I really enjoy them. I enjoy hanging out with them. Sorry, I'm just gonna quickly... clipping into the chair a little bit. Oops. If I move around too much, I clip into the chair. Anywho's. So, let me get back where I can see you guys. So, a fun thing. One of my cousins has picked up growing heirloom tomatoes and smoking them, like making them in a smoker. That's the best way we can put it. They have a lot of heirloom tomato plants that they grow. And they were like, you know, this is something I've been kind of into recently. And like all of them in that household, heirloom tomatoes, and they're heirloom tomatoes. Mm-hmm. They are heirloom tomatoes. In order to get around the pops into existence. Hey, I'm existing here. Hello, hi car. So yeah, I can't really say what it is, so we're gonna say heirloom tomatoes. There'll be a few hints, but they're made in a smoker. There's a lot of different ways you can prepare them. You can prepare them... They do really good in dishes. You can prepare them by boiling them in a special container. You can make them in smokers, which is what we were doing. Some people wrap them in paper and bake them. And they... I'd had little bits of little air-dried ones. Like the ones that were baked in paper, like I said. I've had those a couple of times. I've had them a couple times. I knew somebody who used to grow them a little bit. A friend grew them for them, and they would buy it off the friend. And basically, they were like, yeah, I had them and they were not the best. It was never really the best. Never really did much. But my cousins went to a store and bought, condensed down heirloom tomato. It takes the seeds from the heirloom tomato or something like that. Or it takes, the peel of the tomato. And they compress it until all of the heirloom tomato juices come out. And then they mix it with a few other ingredients. And it becomes like a paste that you can put in one of the little smokers. And it was my first time trying them that way, so I had some for my birthday. I of course had to talk to Carolyn about it first, hey, I know that you don't really like heirloom tomatoes, so can we talk? We talked about it, and they were like, yeah, you can. Don't eat so many of them that you're sick. Happy late birthday, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I had fun. Um, I ate too much of the heirloom tomato. I did too much of it, and I got sick. So I was planning on doing a stream yesterday, but I got so sick that I had to stay at my cousin's house overnight, and I ended up watching Dungeon Meshi with them all night because I couldn't sleep. Have you been to my store? I haven't had time to. After I ended the last stream, I logged off my computer and I walked over to my parents' house. And I ended up staying I ended up staying the night there. And then the next day we went to my grandparents. I ended up spending the night at my cousin's because I got sick off heirloom tomatoes. But yeah. Very sick off heirloom tomatoes. It was my first time having that many in one sitting, and oh boy. Oh boy! It was rough. God. Okay, so the best way I could describe it, I had like little tiny bites of it, little tiny bites, and I was like, okay. So I'm not really tasting them that much. I'm not really tasting them that much. I'm not really feeling them that much. So I asked, like, hey, can I have like, because I had been getting little bits of it from, like, basically off of my cousins, and they were like, hey, I was like, hey, can I try, like, just one for myself? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I kind of ate all of it in one gulp. And they were like, oh no, you ate too much of the heirloom tomatoes. And I did, to the point where I basically was like, I'm gonna go sit outside for a second. So I went outside, I sat down, and I was just like, I had to breathe. They were hot. It was hot. They were hot, and it kind of hurt my throat a little bit, so yeah. After like, after I stopped, like, coughing because it was hot, I basically walked back, like, we went back inside and tried playing, it wasn't Mario Kart, because I was like, I can't do Mario Kart right now. Mario Kart will make me sick, because motion sickness as well. It was really weird, since I hadn't gotten that, like, I haven't had that much of them. I was very much like if you guys have seen Cyberpunk Edgerunners, if you guys have seen Edgerunners, when they use the Sandevison, and it's kind of like that trail leading behind the character as he runs. It's been a while since I watched it, so I don't remember the name. But it was like that, like, woo, woo. Or, like, if you're standing, another weirdly weird, like, comparison. But if you've ever been on a train, like a subway train, and you're standing in the center of the subway train, and you're watching the, like, you're going on a turn, and you just watch the whole train car just, like, bend and turn. It was like that, but when I moved my head and body. It was really bad. God, even thinking about it now is making me just, ugh. So yeah, I got really sick. I really hope YouTube does not pick up on on what heirloom tomatoes really is. I'm hoping you guys do, but YouTube censors and corporate sponsors don't. Because I'm not supposed to talk about that. Not in public. But yeah, it was fun. And then we watched Dungeon Meshi, and I was like, Dungeon Meshi! It's such I'm like, I regret putting it off watching it for so long. It's so good. I really, really liked it. My favorite character is the dwarf. I'm really bad with the, like, fantasy names, so bear with me if I'm not saying their actual names. I also like Phelan. Phelan's great. Phelan reminds me of myself because I am a picky eater. No. But it was very silly. I had a lot of fun. I stayed up from 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. watching it. I was on the last episode that was out on Netflix when I passed out. And I was like, ooh. So, like, yeah, I'm, like, right on the last episode. Hi, Laika. Happy belated birthday. I have to lurk because I'm on mobile, but I hope you have a great Zatsu. Thank you, thank you. It's been really fun. It's gonna be a short one today, again, because, we're only gonna go till 7 today, again, because, I have a few things that I gotta do behind the scenes. Ooh! Another thing that I can talk about, and I'm probably gonna have to use euphemisms for, I got emailed back by a person, by a work thing. Not a day job thing, but for a work thing. So we'll see how that goes. I researched a bit into the thing, and I was like, looking into it, I'm not so sure anymore. But, yeah, it's very fun. In other news, how do you guys... So, okay. Here's an interesting thing that I've seen for the VTubers, and that I've realized recently. There's a lot more, like, apps, like VTubing apps, than I thought there were. So, like, I don't mean, like, apps to be a VTuber, not like VRoid, stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, Reality, and, Irem, and, AnyLive. Like, the ones where it's like you're a you go through the app to watch the VTuber. I noticed that there's been, like, a lot more of them popping up recently. Has there always been this many of them? Like, I knew about Reality for a while, but, like, Irem is, I don't even know if it's out on the American Play Store yet. It's so weird. And then, AnyLive came out with their, like, 30 plus talents, and they're about to debut, like, 3 more of them, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! How do you find all of them? How are you all getting paid? Like, what the fuck? It's so weird. I've been looking into it recently, and I'm like, what? Huh? Nani da yo? So yeah, we've been looking into stuff like that. It's just really weird. I can't see myself as Laika ever using them. Maybe to watch people, but never, like, streaming on them on my own. I don't know, it feels like something like that would really stunt someone's growth. Like, for example, the reason I like doing YouTube is because the VODs will, like, autosave, and I can go into YouTube's editor and do, like, audio muting or, like, music overlay if, like, for example, I'm having to deal with a birthday video because, the ghost made a special appearance, and the ghost does not want to be seen or heard on film. So I have to go through and edit out the ghost being seen and heard on film. So, but aside from that, like, YouTube, like, because of YouTube, it's easier to do stuff like that. Like, on Twitch, I would have to completely private the thing, take it down, and I probably wouldn't be able to re-upload it on Twitch without, like, re-streaming it, and I know there's a lot of, like, stipulations between pre-recorded content. It's really weird. But on YouTube, I can just go into the editor, fix it, and then put it back up, which I'm probably gonna be doing either after this stream or tomorrow morning. Fuck, I actually have to go over to my parents' house tomorrow morning because I have stuff to plan after this. After stream, I gotta go talk to the ghost. The ghost and I were supposed to go out to get food today, but I was like, I accidentally scheduled a stream. So they're like, okay, we'll do it tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna go over to my parents' house in the morning, then come home, then go out to eat. We're gonna go out for sushi, and I'm really excited because I haven't had sushi in a bit. It's been a hot minute since I've had sushi. I like sushi. Sushi's great. Sushi is very great. I love it. It's yummy, yummy, yummy. But yeah, there's been, like, a lot of them popping up recently, and I'm like, a lot of the, like, I know, like, for example, one of the reasons why I wouldn't, like, as, like, use something like AnyLive is because, like, you have to upload a live 2D model, and, well, like, first of all, I don't have, the only live 2D I have of Laika is the ferret. And second of all, that's giving all of my model files to a company, and I don't feel comfortable with that. Like, just to be on their platform. I get it's because of a tracking thing. I get it's because they use their own software that's not Live 2D to track it. But you still have to give them, like, the Photoshop document models of the file. Well, the Photoshop document files of the model. Which is really, really, like, I don't know if I'm too comfy with that. like the plushie maybe, but I'd want to get like a human live 2D before I did that. But yeah, I just was thinking about it. I was thinking about looking into stuff. I know Reality, they have their own model system, and they actually just recently did a revamp where you can change the height and weight, which I think is really cool. But I don't like Reality's like gacha system that they do for clothing and everything. I don't know, it feels gross. I don't like it. You guys know my thing on gachas. I don't really like the idea of gachas because, like, I like to be able to choose the thing that I'd be getting. Like, if they had like you could buy the things from the gacha for like a higher amount of like coins or like hearts or diamonds or whatever the fuck they use in Reality. Like, if they did something like that, like you could pay more money to make sure you get the item you want, and then have the gacha for like less money. So like if you have a lot in the set that you like, you could just random roll for stuff. But if you want something in particular, you don't have to keep rolling for it. But then again, I guess that I guess the only way that's profitable was if they make like 2 or 3 times the price of actually rolling the gacha, which would be a little icky. I don't know why. I just don't like gacha games. I don't like anything with gacha in it. I don't know. It feels scummy and scammy. Anywho's, how has chat been in the past couple of days? I know it's been a bit since we've actually sat and talked, so I'm very curious to see how everyone is doing. That's been what I've been going to. I was able to go swimming. So my grandparents have a pool in their backyard, so I was able to go swimming. And it was very, very nice. I don't usually like water, but like it was so hot that I was like, I'm getting in the pool. Trying to sell. Okay, let me check if my acronym is correct. Is that apartments? Trying and failing to sell apartments, or adopts, or okay, I can't tell if you're missing a letter or if you're hyphenating. Apartments. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that you had like an apartment or apartments or anything like that. Is it like for a game, or is it like actually that you are like a landlord of apartments? Either way, it's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind finding an apartment, but apartments kind of... I have weird things with apartments. Apartments in my area are just like... I'm just a real estate vendor. Oh, okay. Like, I've tried getting into apartments. I've tried getting an apartment. Everywhere that is near where I live now and near my work is too much money for me to afford on my own. Especially on the... especially with the pay that I get from my day job. The pay that I get from my day job is very, very, like, minuscule, to the point where I wouldn't be able to live off of it if I was only at... Like, if I was only doing that, and I wasn't, like, actively looking for, other gigs, I would be... Like, if it weren't for the ghost, if it weren't for the ghost and having, you know, being allowed to stay at the treehouse, I don't think that I would be surviving right now. Is that weird to say? Is that, like, too much information to say? I'm not sure. But, I guess this is gonna be the too much information stream, because I've already talked about heirloom tomatoes. I've already talked about some of the birthday shenanigans that I got up to. Yeah, if it weren't for the ghost helping out, if it weren't for the ghost mainly does a lot of the stuff. But aside from that, like, it's not much I do. I don't do much. That was the other funny thing that I was, like, I was talking with family and stuff, and even some family that I haven't seen in quite a while. So I was telling them about the streaming and how that's been going. And other than that, I was like, yeah, I don't have much going on in my life. I haven't been going to my day job as much because they just haven't been putting me on the schedule as much. And then... like, it's a whole thing. And no chance it would work for you, mainly because you need to move countries and probably have to pay for it up front if you can't get a loan here. That's the other big thing. I was actually talking with a family member about this the other day. Was because we were talking about the fact that I want to move up with Carolyn, you know, the pretty fox lady Carolyn. And we were basically just like talking about the fact that I wouldn't be able to apply for, like, even here in America, I wouldn't be able to apply for any like student loans or anything like that because of my college GPA, because I dropped out of college. I went for a semester of college classes and dropped out because it was during the pandemic, and this was like when I started getting really bad, like, I've had an anxiety disorder since I was, I think, 7th grade. And then I got diagnosed right after late 2021, I want to say. Yeah, because late 21 is the first time I visited Carolyn. So late 2021, I was very, very much that's when my depression... I'd had depression for a very long time and just not done anything about it. I didn't get formally diagnosed until 21, like the 2021 year. So it's like a weird thing. And because of that, I dropped out of college. And I was like, yeah, now I wouldn't even be able to apply for student loans or anything like that. That, as well, I don't really have a credit score. Because I don't pay any bills, and when I used to pay bills, it wasn't in my name, because I was helping out, like, I used to live with my parents, I used to help them pay bills, and the bills were in, like, their names. So I didn't get any credit from them. The only way I can get credit now, really, is either getting, like, well, I don't know much about paying the bills over here. I've never had to. The ghost has usually just dealt with it. And, so eventually I need to figure out a way to start building credit, probably through a credit card, even though I really don't want to do it through a credit card. I mean, theoretically I could do... I'm sitting here thinking about some options that I could maybe have, and I could maybe even try and figure out if there was a way I could get a Live 2D and put it on a credit card, and then pay it off like that, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I trust myself enough to do that. Because of the ADHD, you guys know, it makes me jump around from topics from time to time. It makes me easily forgetful. So, like, I'm afraid that if I do a credit card, I'm going to forget to pay it. Because I'll be like, oh, it's fine. It's just, like, I only put $20 on it. And it's fine, I can pay it back next month. And then proceed to continuously forget about it until $20 has turned into, like, $200. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling too. So I'm in a really weird situation. Me and Carolyn have talked about it a little bit as to how I'm going to be getting up to Canada with them. We've talked about possibly spousal sponsorship, which would just entail, like, us being legally married. But again, that's a whole situation in itself, and they'd have to make over a certain threshold of money. It's a whole thing. Emigrating from different countries is not fun to do, and it's extremely hard to do. You know, I was actually looking, like, you guys know, I'm obsessed with Twitter. I'm almost always on Twitter. If I'm not doing anything, or if I'm just, like, laying in bed, or I'm taking a break to eat, I'm usually either watching YouTube or on Twitter, or both at the same time. And, like, I was reading on Twitter about a VTuber who was an axolotl that got, like, her parents kicked her out, and she's in a foreign country, and she's, like, she needs to, like, she was there because they had her on a visa, so she's having to go back to her, like, country of origin and, like, basically try and put the pieces back together over there, which is really scary. And, like, I'm I hope she's doing okay, because that's terrifying. It wouldn't be easy without a job lined up in a new country. That's the other thing. Because I haven't gone to college, and because the country I'm like, again, I'm from America to Canada. American and Canadian jobs are, and both the jobs and economies in both countries are doing really poor right now. So in Canada, the job market is really, really bad. And like, it's really bad right now. Even Carolyn's been trying to find like a second job or another job to like either a second job or a new job, and like they haven't been able to get anything. That's a thing that I see a lot recently. Like even my own family has been very much like you need to make sure you're going and applying to places and calling back. I have been applying and calling. But when I call, they say they either fill the position or they're not looking anymore. And it's been like, it's a proven thing nowadays that a lot of jobs will, like in America, will hang up hiring signs so they can get, because they'll get more money from the government hanging those help wanted signs than actually filling the positions. Which is kind of fucked. Same over here in Brazil. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like that's a lot of places nowadays. To be honest, most of our Earth that we're on currently is kind of fucked. Here's the thing, I was talking about this with a friend recently. We were debating, like, where everything went wrong, and we were like, it's definitely got to do with currency. But we had a different approach with it, because they said, like, oh, currency being invented was what kind of doomed humanity. To which I was like, I don't think it's that currency was invented. I think the moment that we started requiring currency for basic necessities and other, like, things that could, like, the thing I said is the moment we started making people pay for healthcare, and the moment, like, the moment we started making people have to pay for healthcare, and, like, pay for housing, was the day that humanity doomed itself. Because I don't think currency in general is bad. I think currency is good to have. But, like... Hey, just got here. Seemed like I was supposed to start a lot later. You're on mute. I'm hanging out with a boyfriend. I'll join later. Hi. Hey, Sneezy. Take your time. Have some fun, okay? We're getting deep into emotions today. But, yeah. We very much, like, had this kind of agreement of, yeah, that's kind of part of it. To be fair, though, that person also comes from a country that has universal healthcare. So, like, they might also be like, well, we don't really have to pay for medical, so it would be when currency was created. But, like, I don't know which one came first. Probably whichever one came first is what doomed humanity. Most likely currency. Money is the root of all evil, and the fact that humans are so reliant off of the system of money is absurd. We need to pay for housing here, but we have some programs for that. And bad, but universal healthcare. Fair enough. Yeah, the main reason I want to go up to Canada, and why we've chosen Canada, to be fair, we're still looking. We're still looking for places to live. They've brought up wanting to maybe go to Japan, and I've told them that's not a good idea. They're much more... One, neither of us speak Japanese. And two, like, getting over there... There's a lot of cultural stuff that isn't shown in the animes, is the best way I can put it. There's a lot of cultural things over in Japan. Like, for example, I am openly... On the internet, I'm vocal about the fact that I have mental disorders. Like depression and anxiety and ADHD. Stuff like... Certain things like that aren't really recognized as much over in, like, Japan and a few, like, the Asian countries. So And, like, I've had to talk with them about that, like, hey, you know, if it were to be that, I wouldn't be able to get any kind of, like, I wouldn't be able to get any of that kind of support over there. And there's a lot of things, like, I wouldn't be able to do. Anime is 90% wishful thinking and 10% reality. Exactly. So, like, having to talk about that's been, and, like, have that discussion with them, like, hey, I know the cost is really good, because the cost of living over there is, compared to, like, America and Canada, is really good. And there's a lot of amenities that are just easier over there. Like, grocery shopping and stuff over there is really, really good. They make good, healthy food way more accessible as compared to America and Canada. But, like, there's other things as well. So I'm really wanting to move like, they've been wanting there, I've been wanting, like, Canada, because that's where most of their family is. And all of our friends are up there. And, well, I'm not gonna say all of our friends, because I still have friends, like, down here in America, but a lot of our friends are up in Canada. So, like, trying to figure that out's been really, really fun. Be okay, just for comparison, how good of a housing price do you think would be a $60,000 apartment? $60,000 apartment. Let me see here. You'd have to be in a good area. So to actually sell an apartment, here's the question. Are you talking about an actual just apartment or an apartment building? So if you're talking about per year for an apartment, let me see. I could probably best explain this. I will say, my area where I am is also really good compared to the rest of America, but it's still bad. And just the apartment. Okay, just the apartment. And 6,000 total, just to, like, outright buy it. Let's see. So, not to dox anyone here, I'm gonna preemptively say this, but in the area where Carolyn lives, because we've been mostly looking at places to rent, because we're just more renting type. Eventually we want to buy a house, and we want to rent until then. So, actually buying an apartment. The apartments, Carolyn's apartment right now, I believe, that they are staying in with a roommate, I believe they pay for a two-bedroom basement apartment with, I think, water and electric is included. They're paying about 2,000 Canadian dollars a month, so that's about 180, 130 USD. There's also the thing is, I don't know if the conversion rate for Brazilian dollar to American dollar is the other issue that I'd have there, is if you're talking 60K Brazilian or 60K American, and how much conversion rate that would have over. But to outright buy an apartment. So think about it like this. If they're paying that per month, 5 Brazilian dollars to 1 USD. Okay, let me get out a calculator. I should call the ghost in here, because the ghost is good with math. The ghost is very good with math. So, we're saying $60,000. There. $60,000 divided by 5. So, you get 1 moved down. You get 5. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing this right, so I'm just gonna quickly pull out my phone calculator. I started doing it on paper for some reason. So, let's do the math here. Okay, so 259,000 Brazilian is 60. Okay, so you already converted. That makes this a little bit easier. So, to be fair, you're also talking about square footage as well. Now, I'm gonna say this right now, chat. Don't take any of this as, like, me actually giving financial and advice for buying a home. I've never purchased a home. I've never rented out an apartment. I've just kind of lived wherever my family lives, and whichever family member is taking me in at the time. So, if we're talking 60,000 K. Alright. So, for 60,000 K, if you divide that by the 2,000... We're gonna go with the estimate of 180. You'd be able to stay there for over 2 years. So, just under 3 years you'd be able to stay in the apartment. I'd say that's actually a pretty good price. I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, that sounds like a good price for USD. In my brain. So, typically, look, again, I don't know the actual specs of the apartment, and I'm not going to ask that because that could easily dox stuff like that. Can't ask about, like, there's so many factors. It's 398 square foot. Ooh. Okay. Brain. That's 37 square meters. Okay, yeah. Okay. That's... See, a meter is about the same size as a yard. Sorry, I'm in my brain, I'm trying to think there, so, like... That's not that bad. That's not that bad. Also depends if it's a basement apartment or not. I don't know how it is in Brazil, if you guys have basement apartments. But that also adjusts the price. It's a whole thing. I think that I'm not a good person to ask for this because I'm really stupid. I'm just a virtual anime girl on the internet who's never owned a home. I'm a ferret. I just kind of go where I'm needed. No basements is rule of thumb. Got it. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Be regular apartment. Okay. I think also the thing to factor in is how close to other amenities it is and how many amenities are included and excluded from it. So, like, if you're including electricity and plumbing, then I'd say for the whole thing, yeah, that'd be pretty good. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if it is. I'd say to talk to an actual professional because I am just a dumb ferret girl on the internet. But yeah, it sounds like it could be quite interesting. Like, it could be it sounds, in my brain, in my very minuscule calculations, it sounds like it would be a good deal. Because you're buying an apartment that you could own rather than having to rent one out for about 3 years. Just wanting to get a perspective over value. I think that sounds alright. That sounds about pretty average. It sounds, well, it sounds like an average price for housing, if that makes sense. Or for apartments. For owning an apartment, that sounds about average. Pardon, I'm just a little bit itchy. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not really much of a big financial person. I'm not gonna lie, I don't manage my finances well. I'm literally having to stop myself from, like, I got birthday money, I should go do some stuff with it, and I'm like, no. You're gonna save the money so you can go on vacation later. I would like to go back up to Canada eventually. Even if it is just visiting soon. Mainly because I miss Carolyn. I miss my home bun. I want to give him hugs and kisses. Especially after the incident with the heirloom tomatoes. With the incident with the heirloom tomatoes, I ended up messaging them, and I was like, I'm sorry. Because I never did finish that story. I was as I was sitting down and we were like kind of winding down, and I was still like trying not to be sick. I messaged them and was like, hey, I know you said not to overdo it. I overdid it. And they're like, Hun Bun, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Just stupid. And they're like, they got so they got very quietly upset and very disappointed with me. And we're very much like, you promised you wouldn't and you did. And I'm like, I know, and I feel really bad about it. Because I actually did feel like really, really, really bad about it. You know what I just realized? I'm putting you guys on waiting for a sec. Hold on. I just realized I was using the old version of the model. I used the old version of the model instead of the new version. So, fun thing. I have a newer version of this model that is color corrected. That's the thing that I realized with my previous versions. I realized this while I was commissioning the, I realized this while commissioning the other... While commissioning the art for the ASMR, I realized that the colors weren't right on my 3D model. So, so I went back and adjusted them. So I had to do a hot fix on this real quick. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Now it's correct. The colors weren't correct earlier. As well, I forgot details, like my little necklace. I forgot it. So I had to go through real quickly and add the details. But yeah. I just don't much about values of US since construction styles are wildly different. That makes sense, I'd say talk to a professional about it because I probably don't know. I'm gonna lurk for a bit, BRB. Okay, take your time. Take your time, we're just relaxing here today. So yeah, I did a little hot fix on the avatar and I fixed up some things. And it looks pretty alright. It looks alright. I like the way it looks. It's more close to the actual, ferret model than the, it's closer to what the original ferret actually, color-wise. The sleeves and everything, they still have, the little paw prints on them. Just color-wise, this is the actual colors it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be the lighter brown hair with the more, white blonde front bits. Almost looks kind of grayish in the lighting. But it's like a cream color. Because like a cream. I had to include the pink more. So, the button here is pink. And I'm eventually going to, try and add a few more, toggleable pink details. For example, on the face. I'm supposed to have, little round cute little, cheek bubbles that pop up. But yeah. So I just real quick fixed it. I've also been working on the new version, which is the next outfit, which is the comfy cozy outfit. So if I could pick chat's brain about that, actually, I would love to pick chat's brain about this because it is very interesting to me. Because I've been working on it. I did a sketch and I posted it on Kofi, but because I don't have anyone on Kofi to ask or talk about it with yet. Speaking of, if you have an extra $5 or $10 you want to chuck my way monthly, there are perks that go along with it, including a special role in the Discord server, including a shout out in the description of videos and live streams, and a few other little fun things. Laika, Patchy, are you okay? I just see Patchy screaming that she needs help. Oh god. Oh god, what did Patchy do? Do you need help with design things? There's a cat lying on top of me and not allowed to move? Okay, the best I could help you out in that situation is just tell you to accept your fate, man. Just accept your fate. You are now cat bed. But also, hello Patchy, welcome to stream. So yeah, I've been working on... I need to work. Well, tell work you got crushed by a cat. That's the other thing. I got to see like 3... I know we were just talking about the thing, but I'm gonna sidetrack tangent a little bit. I got to see kittens! My cousins, the ones who grow the heirloom tomatoes, they have kittens! They have 3 kittens right now. They have 7 cats. No, actually, 6 cats. 6 cats. 3 of which are kittens. One of them has scoliosis, and her name is Juniper. And she's so cute. She's got one of those, like, split kind of faces, where half of her face is black and half of her face is tortoiseshell. It's so cute. And then the other 2 are just plain black cats that are named Domino, and the other one is Gigi. And they're all so cute. They're all so cute, and I'm so, like, I was so excited to meet them, and then I did, and I was like, aw. And then I realized I'm allergic to cats, and that's part of the reason I did not sleep and stayed up watching Dungeon Meshi all night. Anywho's, so... Let me just rub my eye a little bit. Ugh. Anywho's, other fun things. So I've been working on the model for like the comfy cozy that I want to use for like some of the Zatsu streams, and it's going well. It's going well. I've added a few details that needed to be added, like I need to re-add the necklace. I was originally thinking about making it like a little Oreo, but then I decided I'm just gonna go with the leaf one because I need to echo that green in the outfit somewhere. So I've been working on that, and that's what I've been working on mostly today. So I got most of her design fleshed out. I just gotta add in a few extra little details. I have to, there's a few things that I was looking at. So like, I've ended up merging little bits of each design. Like for example, I couldn't figure out, after looking at the logistics of it, I realized that there's no way that I could, add the plushy ferret to the head. There was no way that I was able to do that. So that's gonna be fun to do. I decided to go with the eye mask from Design 1 instead. And then I've been working on everything else and like trying to figure out how to make the cardigan jacket look like it's hanging off the shoulder. And like the actual pajama stuff, and like trying to make that look unique, which has been very rough. Very rough. But yeah, new design is coming. New design is coming. It is cutesy, plushy, sleepy design. No plushie on the head, sadly. That would require 3D modeling work that I don't know how to do, and I don't have the money to pay someone else to do. So I've decided instead that we're just gonna do, we're just gonna take, I have figured out a more creative workaround that I think everyone's gonna like. And I actually might, little secret here, if I get picked up by a company or like a group or someone like that, or if any of them want to reach out, no. I would love to try and make merch of a thing that I've done on it, and I'm like really excited to hopefully do that. But I need to talk to merch people first. I need to find distributors and merch people and like actually, I don't know. It's a thing. I've been thinking about it. The only thing is that I feel like even though there's 175 Noodle dudes, there's no, like, and I know the demand for merch is probably high, but I still like, I feel like we need a little more for merch. Otherwise, merch companies could be like, yeah, no, we're not going to work with you because you're too small. To be fair, I always have that fear, though, so, like, it happens. But I've been working on it. There's a few things I wanted to ask chat about the design, so I'm going to pull out a piece of paper here, and I'm going to ask about it. So, chat, How integral do you guys think the peepers are? Like, as you guys can see, I have funny little ferret peepers. My little eyes, my plinks. Plink, plink, plink. The little mask around my eyes. How integral do you guys think that is to the design? Like, if I were to not use them... If I were to not use them on an outfit, would that be, like, sacrilegious to the design of the character? Sorry, my eye is really annoying me today. Got an eyelash in my eye or something, and I don't have time to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to leave you guys to go get down to my eye, so I'm just gonna rub my eye until it comes out. Yeah, I was like, I'm sitting here, and I'm like looking at some of the texture that I have. So I have a texture of the face for this that has the little eye like mask painted on, and then I have a texture of it that is just the freckles. Because if you guys can't see, I don't know if you guys can see because of the anti-aliasing. You probably need to actually get like really close to my face. Hold on. I'm gonna bring you guys in nice and close. Nice and close. Nice and close. I have freckles. And my freckles don't really, like, show up. Like, you could see them in, like, most illustrated art. But, like, on the model, sometimes it's hard to see because of the anti-aliasing. I think it helps to recognize you no matter the outfit, but it also gives you a chance of people thinking you're a raccoon. That's the thing. That's the thing as well. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that I look kind of like a raccoon. Oh, honestly, yeah, I kind of am. I got a lot of people saying I was a tanuki. I consider it an important part of the design. Okay. Because I've been fiddling around with the other design, and I'm like... I keep looking at it, I'm just like, this doesn't fit. I don't know why, but I keep looking at this design, and I'm like, this does not fit. I think it might be because there's nothing else that is that dark brown on anything, but I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Because I really like the way it looks without little thing more. There was also the other design element that I've been a little iffy about. But this was like an original idea that I had for like the cozy design / like the winter design, because the winter and the cozy design have kind of become combined into one for right now. And it is actually my hair. So as you guys know, I have the it's a dual tone hair, but it's not like a split part hair. It's the front of the bangs being a different color than the sides of the hair. On the model, I was thinking about doing it because it's meant to be a winter model. And a fun fact about ferrets is that ferrets, in the winter, shed their darker coat for a lighter one. So I was thinking, because this was originally going to be the winter outfit. I was originally going to make her hair all be just the center white part color. But then I was like, making it lighter might help. Actually, that's a pretty good point. That's a pretty good point. I'm actually probably... Sorry, I have my program open right now, and I'm, like, kind of touching it a little bit. Just, like, I need something to do with my hands. You know what? It actually does look good with the lighter. With just lightening it up, that actually does look a lot better. I'd show you guys a peep of it, but it's secret. It's a secret. I'm not supposed to talk about it. But like the split hair, I wasn't sure if that was also... White on the brown and maybe ice blue in the middle for winter? I'm not... So, again, the thing was that ferrets shed their, like, darker outer brown coat for, like, a lighter color. So it was going to be, like, either I want to do the same way my hair's here, where it's the bangs are one color, and then the back hair is not. Or, the other thing I was thinking about was doing to reference the whole thing that ferrets do, you know, shedding their fur. Was to do the entirety of the hair white. Like, to match this middle blonde part here. the middle blonde white part here, the platinum part. Oh, it just gets like, I'm gonna zoom in closely here. I'm gonna zoom in closely, chat. We're zooming up close again. You guys are getting up close. So as you guys can see, let me get my hand tracking? Tracking. There we go. Okay, so as you guys can see, this part of the hair is kind of like a blonde, like an ash blonde, platinum blonde, whatever you want to call it. And then this is brown. So I was thinking about doing a toggle. Like, eventually I want to do it on this this model as well. But I was thinking on this toggle, having it toggle that turns it all that same kind of ash gray color. Or just doing the winter model, having that kind of ash gray color on the hair. That's the thing. The dual tone would go away because of it. So I was like, I'm probably, after thinking about it, I think I'm not going to do that. Just because I feel like the dual tone is kind of a big part of the design. I don't know. We'll see. I like it. I think the joke that the two jokes that I can make. If I just do the white hair, it's going to look like, especially, like the original way I was going to do it, I was just going to have the white hair and no eye mask. Because that would be like the shedding the darker fur thing. But when I did that, it looked too much like Limu, who is another VTuber that is a ferret that incorporates green into their design. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, okay, thinking about it. I keep the platinum blonde that's already the lighter color, entered the darker part lighter. Okay, that's an idea. I think I'll just keep it the same. Because this is going to be turning not into the winter Christmas outfit kind of thing. I want to do a winter Christmas outfit, though. That would be fun to do. But, like, as of right now, I think we'll probably just keep this the same. We'll keep the hair and the eye stuff the same. But we'll do, like, little tiny differences, like, on the other. Because, like, the thing that I joke about is this is the human form. This isn't, like, on my skin. It's, like, just makeup. So, fun little lore bit for the lore keepers of the Laika cream. The people that care about the lore. This is makeup. I don't just have, like, a black birthmark over my eyes. It's makeup. Because I was like, you guys need to recognize me as a ferret, so I make up. The only thing is, I haven't had anyone say it yet, but I've made the conclusion myself that it kind of reminds me of Snuffy, which works because Snuffy's one of my other, kind of inspirations. I used to watch Snuffy a little bit. I say, like, also the orange color kind of does that, but they're using a lot of blues now, so it's, like, a whole thing. But yeah. I feel like my design, like, this is the thing I've been having trouble with recently. My design is a mismatch of just other VTubers. Which is weird to say. But this is the design that we came up with while I was in the agency, so it kind of makes sense. You know, pulling on trends. So, like, for example, you might say that the color scheme was pulled from furry. It wasn't, because we had this color scheme, I've had this color scheme in mind since, in all honesty, since way pre-production, since I was applying for the role. I was like, okay, I think that if they're doing the ferret, I hadn't seen any of the design stuff for the ferret, but, like, as soon as I saw, like, when I was applying, I used a lot of this yellow motif with the brown, and I was like, okay, I think that, because I thought it was an otter originally, so I was like, okay, we do, like, a sunny yellow and blue combo, because, like, you could do the blue for the ocean, yellow for the, like, a cheery disposition that I have. And I just thought, like, the yellow bandana would look really, really cute. The other thing is I always, like, I was like, okay, I know for a fact I want to do outdoorsy camp and stuff, because some of the promotional artwork that was on that was done for Laika, had that kind of cabin feel to it. The cabin treehousey feel. So I was like, okay, yeah, I want to lean into that. Which we ended up changing somewhere along the lines. It was a whole thing. But yeah. Invert the contrast. In this model, it can be more dark than light, and the other can be more light than dark. That makes sense. That'd be an interesting idea to play with. I'll look into that when I'm doing more designs for her. I will say, I do have the original design that I came up with before actually getting the role. Because after they had chosen everybody, like some of the pre-production stuff, I have some of the notes from that. And there was an outfit that we had that was that had to be turned down by the company because they thought it'd be a little too risque. So I might try and make that like a summer version. I don't know. We'll have to see how everything turns out. Sorry, I'm rubbing my eyes. Speaking of summer versions, oh my god, it's so hot in here. It's so hot. I'm boiling alive. I'm boiling. I'm boiled like a soup. They're boiling like heirloom tomato soup. They're boiling me like an heirloom tomato soup. My apologies if you can hear the ghost dogs. They've been chatty Cathy's today. I know how it feels. It's winter here, but it's still hot as fuck. Exactly. It's so hot. It's so hot. It's funny because, like, my model wears a sweater. They wear a hoodie over a sweater with overalls over the hoodie. So, like, it looks like my character has so many goddamn layers. But I'm like, I'm so fucking hot. So to be honest, I love how I'm like, I'm gonna work on a winter cozy version. Then I'm like, now I want to make a summer version with some of the old design stuff. And then I'm like, we'll see how it goes. You go away, I want cold. I want cold. I want cold. I want ice. I want ice. Even if it just, like, rains, I'd be okay with that. Pardons, I'm yawning. Plink, 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 plink. I plink a lot. Doom, 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 doom. I guess all I could say is to have fun and let your creativity go wild. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. I want to keep everything within the same, like, general design sphere, but I do want to have some, like, unique things. The whole thing. The other thing about the original, like, summer style is that it had a different hairstyle, and I'm like, I kind of, like, I want my designs to have different hairstyles. Mainly because I like just having different hairstyles. And I'm like, I could do a really cute one for the summer outfit. That's like pigtails. Pigtails are like, part of it's braided, part of it's pigtails. I've been wanting to do that for a while. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. That's why originally I was thinking about giving her short hair because I usually like to keep my hair short. And then I'm like, no, long hair because there's so much more you can do with it. And because it's a VTuber, I don't have to take care of my hair. Unlike in IRL, which I keep my hair short because I don't want to take care of it. Oh my god. It doesn't help that my sinuses are also killing me right now. Ugh. I'm still recovering from being in a house with 7 cats when I'm allergic to cats. It's fun. It's fun. So sleepy. I'm tired, ferret. I'm tired, ferret. Skip better scene. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm doing better than when I was getting sick because of the heirloom tomatoes. getting a lot better. I'm not as sick as I was then. I was like, I legitimately was like, I had to lay down on the ground. I was gonna throw up. I was gonna throw up. But I didn't throw up, which I'm proud of, but also I was like, oh god, I'm gonna throw up. Eric's been really cozy and very sleepy. You know, it's probably good that we're doing the cozy model soon. Like the cozy pajama model. Because I'm so sleepy all the time. And during Zatsus I get kind of sleepy. Because I'm just talking and talking and talking. And I'm listening to the cozy coffee music that makes me kind of sleepy. Someone else is being crybaby. The cat has spared you this time. But only this time. Do not upset the cat within the future. Otherwise, you are done for. Anyways, enough of me being edgy about cats. Actually, now's probably a good a time as any to ask. Now's as good a time as any to ask. How is the actual, like, video quality doing? Oh, I could put the porcelain doll in the box now? No box! Yeah, no box. No box for the porcelain doll. The porcelain doll and the plushie are just gonna sit on the shelf together. And by the shelf, I mean we're gonna piggyback on Aries. Aries will give us piggyback rides, it'll be fine. It's such a stupid joke. I don't know why I laugh so much whenever I have to talk about. I still don't understand. That's the funny thing. I've talked about the fact, like, oh yeah, the reason why it ended up being Aries the Shelf Nanos is because, or Area Shelf Nandos is because, like, I just sleep deprived, but, like, it still cracks me up to this day. Every time I see Aries, I'm like, having to hold back, just being like, hey, Shelf! Area the Shelf Nandos. How are you doing? I'm gonna piss off Aries one of these days by just being like, ah, yes, Shelf. It would be fun to ride Dino like Aries. I don't think they would let us do that without a fight. No, it's fine. It's fine. They would not. No, I'm just saying, it's gonna be funny. Here's the thing. None of us Polyflush talents ever met each other in person. So if I do ever actually meet Aries in person, whether it be like a convention or like just like a random vacation or anything like that, I'm gonna do a funny where I'm gonna walk up to them and I'm gonna be like, hold this, and then walk away and take a picture, and they're gonna be like, why did you ask me to hold this for a picture? I'm like, because you were being the shelf. And they're just gonna, I can feel them bapping me already. And Aries isn't really one to bap, probably, but I imagine them bapping me in Minecraft. You can knock them down and force feed them to tame the dinos. No. We're not gonna force feed the dino to get rides. Unless you count me making food, like cookies and stuff, and being like, try these. And they're gonna be like, they're burnt! They were literally on fire! How did you do this? And I'm like, I put them in the microwave. Okay, archaeologic joke aside, it would be amazing. Oh, dude, I would love to meet everyone from Polyflush. You know who... Hi, I'm free from mobile prison. Hi, everyone. Hey, Flip. Hello. You know what I want to do? You know who I want to see and talk to? Who I haven't seen and talked to in a while? I haven't seen Victor in a while. God, it's been so long since me and Victor had actually talked. Victor's not really a person who, like, talks on call a lot. And they don't really DM, like, we don't really DM much either. So I haven't talked to them in a while. I should probably reach out to Victor soon. And congratulate him on the ASMR, and congratulate him on the song that's coming out on the 21st. Speaking of, if you follow me and you like my stuff, my old genmate's releasing a song. You guys should go listen to it. He is a good singer. Rich has been a bit more active on Twitter recently, but he's still not fully back. I think there's reasons for it, but I'm not going to say much. But I do know that they posted that they're going to be having a song cover coming out the 21st. So, I'm excited for them for that. I want to hear it. I miss Bunba serenading us. I kind of, as much stress as living in the manor caused me, I do miss living in the manor. I do miss seeing everyone. I miss Liliana, who is now Dalek. I don't get to talk to them. To be fair, Lily and Aries are the ones I probably talked to Dalek the most. Then Aries. Then Rebecca. Then Vessel. Then Victor. Then Theo. Then Pangy. I do kind of miss them. I do kind of miss most of them. I'll say. I miss being in the manor. I miss having that social interaction, because I don't go out and socialize much. Like, even, like, when I was going out for birthday stuff, I was like, I haven't socialized with people in a while. I haven't been out to, like, a store in a while. I haven't been, like, actively having to make small talk with people. The point where I was, like, trying to make small talk, but not knowing how to, and just... And I've just ended up being silent. I do the, who is it? I do the nifty staring at the camera, just like... And yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Minus the almost getting sick from heirloom tomatoes, it was fun. My socializing is through D&D, and there's not much social... I haven't done D&D in 2 weeks, and I miss it. To be fair, it's my fault, because for the past 2 weeks, like, on Mondays, I've just been like, ugh. But, we were supposed to yesterday, and then I didn't get home until, like, way after the time we were supposed to do it. And also, I was feeling sick from heirloom tomatoes. So, like, yeah, that's what happened. The nifty stare. I do the nifty stare all the time. It's funny because the, especially the old ferret model, like the plushie model, whenever, it lose tracking, I'd say it's doing the nifty stare, just like... boring into your soul. We're being just cozy today. The nifty stare is the best. It's great. I do the nifty stare a lot. So, fun fact, I have tiny miniature dissociative episodes. Typically caused by my ADHD, typically caused by me daydreaming. I'm not sure what they are. It might be maladaptive, maladaptive, daydreaming. It could be that. It could be just zoning out. It could be there's a lot of things that could be. I'm not sure yet. I haven't talked with a therapist or doctor about it. But, there are a lot of times where I'll just be sitting there and I'll just kind of sort of disassociate into my mind and then start, like, either, like, sometimes I'll be, like, imagining things that I'm doing or imagining, like, things that I want to say or, like, all that kind of stuff. It's why if I have to talk to someone about something important, I have to either write it down or I have to text it to them. Like, for example, I think I talked about this earlier. I got an important work email today. And they specifically were like, hey, we need you to do a thing. We need to actually talk to you. But you have to choose, like, a date and time to do the stuff. And I'm sitting here like, I need to write down everything I want to say and all the questions I have beforehand. So that way, when I'm doing when I'm talking with them, I could just pull it up and be like, here's what I want to say. Here's most likely what they're going to ask and talk about. Here's what I'm going to respond with. And things that I specifically want to talk about, because if not, I will forget, and then I'll be like, fuck, I should have asked this beforehand. That, yeah, it's an ADHD thing, I think. For me, it's an ADHD thing. But yeah, there's just a lot of back and forth that has to be going on. To be fair, even if I do get back to them, even if I do get back to them, I'm gonna be like, probably, I still want to, like, I can't say much of what it is because of confidentiality stuff, but like, God, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it and I want to say what it is, but I know I can't. Which makes me want to talk about it and say it even more, because fuck society. But, yeah, I'm just, like, staring into space, like, whoa. What was I talking about? That happens too. I think I'm slowly entering one of those because I'm thinking about things that could go wrong. And trying to remember what I can and can't say. But, yeah, I have to write down some stuff. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't say probably much is going to be affected by the work stuff that came up, but we will see. We'll see. I'm really hoping that my day job does not schedule me, because the meeting that I have is late at night for me. It's during the day for them, but it's going to be late at night for me, so I really, really hope that they don't, have the thing. I know that I'm going to be... Wait, did I? Hold on, let me check my calendar. So I think I might have accidentally did a stupid... No, I did it all right. I did it all right. As long as IRL job doesn't schedule me that day, I should be fine. They probably will. They probably will. It's gonna be on Monday. They probably will. Hopefully they schedule me for afternoon. Or, like... No, because that's D&D. I don't know. I might have. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that I'm like, ugh. Plus, I'm expecting to hopefully hear from other people soon as well for things that are kind of pertaining to what I have to do that work meeting for. So hopefully we can get everything figured out, but I'm not holding my breath too much. Did that kind of list whatever important I have to go when I go to the doctor and report information? It's rough. Yeah, exactly. It's very much like you need to put it down and think about it before actually doing it. The other thing is I'm also kind of not holding my breath for this because I realized after I contacted them that I might not fill some of the requirements that they would need me to do. I don't know if I'll actually be able to do the thing that they want. Like, I don't know. That's the thing. The person doesn't... I'm not sure if the person speaks English for the meeting that I'm doing, because it's not an American thing that I was asked, that they had asked me about. So I don't know. It's so weird, because I'm like, I know that... Like, it's so weird. I'm hoping it goes all right. Let's hope that I can do it. Let's hope I can do it. Let's hope I can do it. Anywho, I'm stretching. Yawn. I'm a big yawner. Which language they speak? I believe Japanese. It's Japanese. So, like, it won't be that hard to find translation, hopefully. I mean, when they contacted me back in English, so... Like, most likely? But, just in case. I also did some research on this company, and, saw some not so good stuff, so I'm gonna have to ask them about that and be like, hey, what was this thing that I saw? Was this true? That's the thing. I wish I had Rebecca as a manager still. Because I could turn to her and be like, hey, as a manager, does this look fucking sussy to you too, or is it just me? Because sometimes it's just me. Speaking of other sussy things, another fun sussy thing that happened the other night. I was looking into another workplace, another thing for work. And, specifically I was looking for, like, art commissions and stuff. Because I was like, I'm gonna have a little bit extra pocket change. I could get a nice commission for myself. More images to make memes out of. We all know, like, you can't see red flags to your left. Oh, exactly. Why do you think I was in Zenith? Oh, I really hope that comment doesn't come back to bite me. But, yeah, I can't see red flags to save my life. But, basically, I'm sitting here thinking and looking, and I'm like, you. Like, I kind of want to go to, like, an old manager or someone who went, like, okay, that's about that situation. The other thing that I was talking about, though, is I was looking, and, like, I noticed a couple of friends who were, like, mutuals with an artist. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look into them. And I was looking into their art, and it was really, really fishy. Like, the art was good. It was good. There was just some it was all right. It was decent. Especially, it was a little overpriced for the price they were asking, but that's not what I was mostly worried about. I get that you need, artists gotta pay bills. Artists gotta eat. The thing that I was worried about was it looked off. Not like AI generated off, but like maybe they used a heavy reference, if that makes sense. Like like they traced. And I don't know how to go about talking with a specific friend because of it. I want to talk to them and be like, hey, this artist that you follow and that you work with, I looked at their VGen, and it looks traced. I can't prove that it's traced, because I can't find the original, like, image they traced off of. But I can, like, there's discrepancies that show me that it's traced. Like, things that should be there that aren't. Kind of like how AI does it, but definitely in a, was not, like, that it was traced over. Like fingers not lining up correctly, anatomy being pushed in ways that you wouldn't unless it was part of a piece. We all know, like, so that means if I leave this cookie right under this race box with a stick holding cookie? No, I'm not gonna get tricked by that again. I'm not gonna get tricked by that again. You're not gonna catch me in a box. Man, AI art is bizarre. It's not like it's AI. It's not like, I don't think it's AI art. Because it's not the same, like, AI art usually, especially for anime art, if they were using AI, it would definitely be, like, have that kind of soft shading. It would have a lot of different colors of shading. It would have other different technical mishaps. Like, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm not gonna show you guys, because I don't want to flame the artist. But, like, the anatomy is really, really off for the piece. And, like, that can be chalked up to foreshortening. But, like, there are parts that don't line up. Like, the way the cranium is not done correctly, and it's not lining up correctly. The thing that really shows it, though, is the hands. The hands are a little fucky. Is there any other artists? I don't want to commission them. Like, that's the thing. I'm not saying this is like an I want to commission them kind of thing. I wouldn't commission them. It's just, it's not like this. I was thinking about going through them because I thought that something that they had posted was their artwork, but it was a commission that they had received from someone. I saw that the commissions that they made, and I was like, I don't know about this. There's a lot of beginner mistakes, and a lot of mistakes that almost look like tracing. The problem is, I know a friend that is working with this artist, not for their art, but for something else. And that, I don't know. It's like one of those things of, do I say anything about it? and risk, like, or do I message them about this? Or, like, is this something that I should, you know, continue to try and look for proof and then message them about? Or is this, like, a just don't touch it kind of thing? That's the thing, I can't tell. I know in my brain, like, if somebody was tracing over art and I'd commission them, I would want to know. I'd want to hear, like, a, hey, this person that you're working with is selling art on the side that's traced. But also, it doesn't pertain to the work that they're doing for that friend. It's okay, so for more transparency, the art that they're doing is separate from what they're doing for the friend. What they're doing for a friend is management. The person they hired is hired in for management. But on the side, they've been selling art that is traced. I don't know. It's like one of those things where I'm like, it's kind of weird. But, like, I want to point it out and be like, hey, this is something... Be honest if asked, be silent if not asked. Okay. I guess you should say something if you have a solid proof that it's traced. Okay, so it's... Man, AI art is bizarre, even when... Yep, flip the project too. Okay. The other thing is that, like, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that make me also want to say something about it. But I'm not sure. I feel like I'd actually need to find... So what I'm hearing is, if I wanted to tell them I need more hard proof, and also that's going to take more time than it's worth, but it's not something that I should necessarily bring to their attention right away. Alright. I see. I see. Thank you guys for the help with that. I'm just, like, sitting here like, I found this thing, and I don't know what to do. Because, like, morally speaking, I would want to be, like, immediately just, like, yeah, call out the artist. But, like, I don't know, I just want it to seem like a petty thing. I don't want it to be, like, a petty thing. If that makes sense. Or I don't want it to come off as that. Like you're jealous, you're trying to sabotage people. Yeah, that's the part that I'm afraid that it's gonna seem like that, but really what I'm saying is like a, hey, this is something that I noticed and it's like, kinda worrying me just a little bit. I don't know if maybe this was like a long time ago or anything like that, so I thought I'd ask, but I'm not, yeah. I probably won't say anything unless I can get hard proof on it. And I'm not gonna really share it without getting hard proof. I might also ask some artist friends. Maybe I could take this to a mutual that knows them better, and they could bring it up to him as well? Like, I don't know. Or if that would be, like, too roundabout. I'm not sure. I don't want to cause too many ruffles, but it's, like, one of those things where I'm, like, I don't want them to be, like, say, like, I don't want them to be getting in by doing, like, something they're good at and then being like, oh, I can do some art stuff for you, and then, oh, now they have a tracing scandal to deal with. You know, kind of like a snuffing it out early kind of thing, you know? I don't know. It's just a thing. Tricky situations. Or icky as well. It is kind of icky. It is kind of icky. It gave me the ick and I was worried. I'm gonna ask some other art friends about it, just in case. Anywho's, thank yous. Ugh. I'm gonna crack my back real quick. Alright, it's been about an hour 30. I think I'm gonna end it there for today. I didn't want to be on. I couldn't be on too long because I got some other stuff I gotta do. I haven't been home for a couple days, so I need to go do some stuff that needs done, like dishes and cleaning. But, I want to thank you all again for showing up. As you guys know, I love doing the Zatsus. They're very, very fun. I've been doing a lot of them recently, and yeah. Next stream that we have planned is this upcoming Thursday. This upcoming Thursday, we're gonna be doing we're going to be going back through Destiny 2 and playing the story mode. So basically, there's a timeline that you can play in Destiny 2 that brings you all the way back to, I believe, the beginning of Forsaken, and you go on from there. And I want to do all of that on stream with everybody. I'm going to be, because I've never actually done a lot of the old missions like that, or at least in order to like understand the coherent story. So I'm going to start up a new character, and we're going to go do that. I specifically, I'll probably post it on Twitter or on Discord, or maybe even for the Kofis. Whether you guys want me to do like a Warlock or a Titan, because I have two that I haven't done anything on. I'll probably do Titan because I need more practice on Titans. But yeah. But I have suggestions on easy stuff to watch live. Do you have suggestions on quick and easy stuff to cook? Quick and easy thing to cook that is really, really yummy. Probably my favorite thing that I can easily just whip up real quick. Butter noodles. You just boil noodles and then you melt butter over them. You add whatever spices or seasonings you like, and wha-bam. It's tasty, it's good. You can add in different things for protein. You can add in, like, different meats for protein. You could add in, like, fish and stuff for protein. You could add some, like, spinach and other veggies. You could add in tuna and make buttered tuna mac. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of things you could do with it. Also allows you to be creative. Tuesdays are coming to my mom, so I don't know if I'll be able to watch live. Push the VOD later if don't. Hey, take everything on your guys' own time. Whatever works. Never tried this particular combo. Eee. I wish you luck in trying butter noodles. It is delicious. Anyways, that is all for today. Thank you all so much for joining in, and I hope you all have a very wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Bye-bye!